This video is about file management on Android phones or Android File Manager. Now, there are a number of file managers on Android phones, but most people don't even realize that they exist. A lot of people look at their phones and see something like, for example, down the bottom here. Whoops, I went into the wrong thing. Something down the bottom here, which is gallery, and they touch that. They see all their photos like that, and they think, oh, that's where my photos are, in gallery, right? Actual fact, these photos are not, a gallery program is used to display these photos, but they're not stored in gallery. The gallery is just an application which allows you to see the photos. They could be stored in multiple different folders on multiple different storage medium within your phone, all right? Okay, same applies for music, same applies for various applications and that. And one of the problems with using modern mobile Android phones is you have applications that'll do something for you and save a file, but you have no idea where it's saved and also no idea what the file name is. Hopefully, by using a file manager, it would help you out a bit, not solve the problem. I use a number of file managers, right? The one that I use all the time is this one here, which is CX File Manager. I'm not going to show that file manager today. I'll explain why later on. Another one which came, that I got from the Play Store, another one which came from the phone, which I haven't got on my home screen, which is on the All Apps screen. If I get it, is this one here called File Manager, that one there, File Manager, right? I'm not going to show you how to use those, and I'm not even going to show you much how to use a file manager, other than to say that on Android there's a built-in file manager, right? It came with Android from, according to How To Geeks, Android 6 onwards has a built-in file manager, and I'll put a link into this at the bottom of the video to that particular article that tells you how to find it and how to use it. But I'll show you how to find it now anyway, all right? From your home screen, if you have settings on your home screen, by the way, the file manager that comes built into Android is not on, there's no menu icon for it, or there's no icon on your home screen for the built-in file manager. It comes because it comes up usually when you're using other apps, and I'll give you an example of that a little bit later on. Anyway, to use the to get to the built-in file manager, you have to go through settings, all right? Now, you may have an icon on your screen for settings on your home screen. If you have, touch that. If not, you can go to All Apps screen and go to settings, or what I do is just swipe down from the top of the screen, and I'll have a little icon there with a little cog, which is the settings. So I touch on that and it goes into settings. Now, on settings, and your settings may look different to this, you may have tabs across the top or somewhere, you've got to go and look for storage, all right? Mine is there, you'll notice storage, okay? There's the storage. So if I touch storage, it comes up with a screen like that. And you may have been into storage and may have seen that and said, oh, that's what my storage is. It just tells me what it is. It not only just tells you what it is, but also that is actually the built-in file manager. All right? What it does is it shows you the device storage, in this particular case, 30.84 gigabyte of 64 gigabyte available on the phone, and also the portable storage. Portable storage on Android phones, you may or may not have that, is where you put in a micro SD card. Mine's called SanDisk SD card. That's the name of it. You plug it into your phone, and that gives you additional storage. And with this particular program, you can move files or copy files from one storage to the other. I'm not going to show that in this video because there are better file managers that are able to do that for you. But I will show you a little bit about the the file managers. This built-in file manager. You notice a little icon on the left there of that one, on the left there of that one. If I touch that, on for example this one, it now goes in and shows me, first of all, a number of what's called libraries, like the phone and video, music and audio, games, movies and TVs, and other apps, all right? A lot of people think they're folders. They're not folders, they're actually libraries, because phones and videos may be multiple folders, music may be multiple folders, games or TV may be multiple folders, and other apps are definitely multiple folders. Down the bottom here it's got files, right, and also the system files. Okay, if I go and touch files, it then gives me a list of files that in a particular, and this particular one isn't that, I'll just go back to that one, on my phone, all right? And there you are there. It's saying that's the name of my phone, and these are all the folders in my phone. And at first they look a little bit weird. What's all the ones with dots? That means they're probably semi-system folders. They're used by programs. I wouldn't mess around with any of those. And then the ones at the bottom there, starting with AAA, is one that I put in there. Albums is another. Well, I didn't put that one in. I don't know what that is. AMAP, Android, AZ screen recorder, for example. That's where I'm recording all these video. This video I'm recording now will be stored in there when it's finished, etc. All right. So they're the names of the various folders. And the same thing applies if I go up to the top here to this menu and I touch that, and then I go to this one here, which is the ScanDisk one. That's the removable storage. I touch that. They're all the folders that are on that. And if I wanted to, I can actually make a new folder. For example, I want to make a folder called Demo. If I go to this little menu at the top over on the left-hand side, oh, I went in it too far. I'll come back to that. Touch that. Right. I can say New Folder. I want a new folder. I want to call it Demo, D-E-M-O. I press OK, and there we are. It creates one called Demo. In a minute it will create it. There it appears there. If I go into there, it says there's no items in it. What I can do is I can go to another folder and copy files from that folder or whole folders into that folder called Demo. Copy it from one device to another, one storage part of the phone to another storage part of it. So if I go back there, I can change to a different one and do that sort of thing. And the way to copy things is this little icon up the top here. If I, whoops, I've gone back to the wrong thing again. If I touch that, it's not going to tell me that, but if I go into a folder, camera, touch that one, do a long press on that one there, sorry, which selects it, then do that. Now I get a menu that says open with, select all, copy to, move to. I can copy or move things or rename things. I'm not going to show how to copy or move or rename because this particular file manager, the built-in one's not particularly good at doing that. It can do it, it does it quite okay, not particularly good at doing it. But if you're going around and looking for where all your files and that might be stored, you can go into this particular one and look it up. In fact, you've probably used it already and don't realise it. I'm just going to show you how you've probably used it and not even aware of it. If I come out of this at the moment, I'm just going to go back to the home screen, right? And I'm going to go to a completely different app. I'm going to go to an app maybe familiar with Gmail, right? I go into that Gmail app and want to create myself a new email, and I want to do an attachment, right? If I touch that little icon there and say attach a file, it comes up with this screen. Looks very familiar to what we had before. If I touch that there we are. That's the same menu we had before. This is the built-in file manager, and you can select files and do various things like that. By the way, this built-in file manager also allows you to use other file managers. For example, there's my CX, whoop, I went into it, CX File Explorer. Where are we? There's CX File Explorer Manager, right? That one there, okay? I can, from this file manager, I can open up other file managers, what often I do. And there's a special reason for that, and I'll talk about that later on. But if I were to do that, once they're going to go in there, attach a file, right, attach that photo, touch it, that photo is now attached to my email. One other thing I'll mention about that file manager, right, is I'll go back into it again, go into settings, it's that pain, I have to go through that way, go into storage, go into file manager, right, go into that thing, and I want to look at all files. So, whoops, I went into something wrong. I want to go into my ScanDisk one. Right. Okay. I want to look for all files in that. We've got the name Jeff. Notice this little icon up here. Whoops. This little icon here. The search one. If I click on there, it allows me to type in something like Jeff, G-O-F-F, and then press go. There we are. that's pulled out all the files on all the folders, look through all the folders on my device for something named Jeff. So if you've stored something at some stage, you can't remember what it is, you can use this file manager to find out where it actually stored. So if I go to that one, for example, I go into there and I open it. I think I can open it, or I can go into it and say open with. No, it doesn't. One of the things it doesn't tell me though is where it's actually stored. All right. Sometimes some of these file managers tell you where, when it finds something, where it's actually stored. That one doesn't. The better file manager that I use, CX File Explorer, does tell me that if I want to know that. All right. Anyway, that's enough about File Manager. If you want to know any more, drop us an email. Other than that, I'll be making another video about how to use the CX File Explorer.